Deep in these woods sits a ghost city made entirely of concrete. No wood, no bricks, just 20 massive skeletons frozen since 1911. It was a failed garden city built so tough that 100 pounds of dynamite couldn't even knock it down. It literally refused to be demolished. If you're into abandoned mysteries, subscribe and hit the like button. You guys have to see this.
Look at this. Look at this thing. Isn't that amazing?
Built in 1911 for the elite workers of the Lackawanna Railroad, these 20 buildings were the pinnacle of modern living. Poured entirely from concrete to be fireproof and indestructible. The dream was short-lived, abandoned just 13 years later because the cost of installing a sewer system was too high. The company decided it was cheaper to just destroy the town rather than to fix it. They packed the walls with 100 sticks of dynamite, hoping to level the site, but the concrete refused to move. It didn't crumble, it only tipped. Now these structures remain a stubborn monument to a forgotten era, too expensive to fix and too strong to die.
Anybody in there? Hello? Holy shit. Let's go in here and check this freaking place out.
Look closely at the corners. There are no bricks, no wood, no joints. Every single house was poured in one continuous shot using massive steel molds. That's why the dynamite failed. You aren't looking at a building made of blocks, you're looking at one solid massive piece of man-made stone.
Look, it goes all the way back there. It stems to all the way back there, which we're gonna go to right now. I just have to be careful because there's a lot of these little lakes or puddles, maybe what I should call them. As you guys see right here, there's a puddle and they're all over the place. I gotta be careful.
You're looking at a failed experiment by Thomas Edison himself. He believed poured concrete was the future of everything, from houses to furniture. He even thought we'd be sleeping on concrete beds. Standing here, you can see he was half right. It's indestructible, but nobody wanted to live in stone boxes.
Oh. See, look, there's another puddle right here. Freaking puddles everywhere. How am I gonna pass through this right here? I don't know how I'm gonna pass through this. There's bushes everywhere. Let me go around this way.
Walking by these walls just made me realize how durable this place is. And it has great ventilation too. Better than most places in Philly right now.
This place is so eerie. This place used to be an apartment building. Or not apartment building, but apartment buildings for high-ranking coal miners. And they built them those complexes, neighborhood, this whole entire neighborhood that spends all the way back there. You can't see the end of it right here, but there are all these apartment buildings. Oh, look, there's more buildings back here. Wow, look at these.
Believe it or not, this was the Beverly Hills of the coal region. While other miners lived in wooden shacks with dirty floors, these workers had flat-screen ready walls, actual indoor toilets, and even a community baseball field and a playground right in the center of the complex.
Trying to walk across and through these buildings is like a maze. How do I get into this one? I kind of want to get into this building right here. Let's walk. Hello? Wow. Alright, we are inside this building right now. Just look around me. Hello, anybody down there? Should I go down there? That looks so scary, man. What the hell is down there? Let's go check it out. Yeah. It's like a bunker. It's like a freaking bunker in here. You know, I already forgot how to get back. Oh my god, I forgot how to get back. This place is like a maze. And this would have been the back exit, which right now leads to nothing. It just leads to the woods. Look, and there's upstairs too. Let's go upstairs, see what's up there. Look at this. This is the window that leads out. Alright, let's go to the next building and see what's up there. These are other rooms. Wow. Alright, let's go. Let's go to the next building. Damn, which way did I come from? I genuinely don't know which way I came from.
It wasn't just the walls that were concrete. Thomas Edison, who helped pioneer this tech, actually wanted the furniture to be concrete too. He envisioned concrete pianos, refrigerators, and even phonographs sitting inside these rooms. But the reality was a nightmare. The houses were so cold and damp that former residents said that their clothes would literally freeze together in the closets during the wintertime. Mothers had to iron their husbands' shirts every single morning just to thaw them out so they can be worn to work. Imagine.
I really do not know how to get back to the car. I don't know if I came this way or the other way. So you can only imagine about 125 years ago, this place right here outside would have been booming with kids playing and families walking around, and there must have been shops around here that they could have went and ate and bought some stuff. And now 100 years later, this is what it looks like. I just heard someone over there. Okay, let's get the out of here. This definitely was one of the crazier places I've been to exploring. Just because the sheer amount of buildings that there are here. There's over 20 different buildings like this one. And they're all colorful. They all look cool. But I do hear some people right now. I definitely do hear some people coming my way. So I'm trying to move away from that. So look, I'm inside one of these buildings right now. And look at that. The whole ceiling fell off right here. Let me show you. Look at this. The whole ceiling collapsed, fell off. And this is what it looks like now. I kind of don't want to stand underneath it, which I kind of am right now, but you can see all the rocks, everything else. Yeah. And any of these buildings, look at them. Look how bad of a condition it's in. It can collapse on you at any moment, so you got to be careful if you go to places like this. Someone drew Tony Montana right here. Ain't that cool? Hello? Anybody in there? Anybody down here? I come in peace. I see some bottles. So people do hang out down here. Another reason you got to be careful when you come to places like that is because a lot of these places have people that come do drugs here, that come sell drugs here. You know, you got a high probability of something, criminal happening here. So you have to always be careful. You have to walk, be focused, look everywhere, be hyper alert, because you don't know who you might run into. But look at this. Look at that. These buildings spread all the way down to right there, all the way down there. Look at this. They're all graffiti covered. I can only imagine how this place used to look back in the day. I'm sure right here used to be a little road where they could have driven their cars. House. Alright, let's check out the inside of one more, this one, and then we'll be heading out. Gotta head out of here before it gets too dark. What does it say? I still think about something, what it was like when we first met. I still think about what it was like when we first met. Oh, that's cute. Are they talking about this place? When they first met this place? What are they talking about? Look at this. Just lost in history, this place. There was once a time where this place used to be for, high-level coal miners and whatnot. And now it's just abandoned. It just sits in the middle of the woods, in the middle of the forest, just abandoned. I always thought how abandoned buildings are. They're like stuck in time, you know what I mean? They once were booming and once were filled with people and once they were alive. But now they just look like this. Now it's just filled with drug dealers and drug deals and homeless people maybe. And explorers like I am. Ain't that cool though? Let's say one final goodbye to this place.
It's hard to walk away from a place like this without feeling like you're leaving a bit of mystery behind. You look at these walls and you realize they were built to last forever. And in a way they did, just not in any way anybody planned. Concrete City was supposed to be the Garden City, a model for how people would live in the future. But nature has a funny way of taking back what we leave behind. Seeing the forest slowly wrap itself around these structures really put things into perspective. There's a lot of history buried in these woods, and even though it's been empty for over 100 years, you can still feel the weight of it. It's a strange kind of beauty. It's definitely not the kind of place you forget easily. But the sun's getting lower, and it's time to head back to the car. I'm glad I finally got to see this place for myself and bring you guys along for the walk. If you enjoyed checking out the ruins with me today, let me know what you think of the spot in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.